Watch out for the
Oh,
chopper.
that was close. Did you see how close that rocket was?
No,
Start the
man.
wind off that one. Telling you.
Stand by. Reloading.
That shook
I
his
can res you
helicopter.
in a minute. Oh, boom!
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
I can't res you. I got him. I got him. Hello everyone, I am GCROCK, and in this video I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on the Battlefield 2042 open beta. The open beta went live last week and I got to play it on early access, and then again when it went live to the public, and I have to admit that I liked it a lot. Before we get into it, please make sure that you hit like and share on this video to support it, and hit subscribe if you're new here for more content from me. And if you enjoyed the Battlefield 2042 beta as much as I did, then you'll be happy to know that I'll be streaming this a lot from the 12th of November, and I'll be making video content for it too. We also have a great community that you can join if you want other players to play with. Just check the link at the top of the video description before you leave here today. So I should let you know that I'm an old Battlefield fan that has been on a bit of a Battlefield break. My favourite title in the series is Bad Company 2 that I've invested my life into, and then the only other titles since then that I've invested time into are Battlefield 4 and Number 1. I am well overdue a Battlefield binge, and I have a feeling that this is going to hit the spot. As soon as you started the Battlefield 2042 beta, you're thrown into a familiar game of conquest, but with a little bit of a difference. To accommodate the 128 player games on PC and on next-gen consoles, you now have a much bigger area to take over zones. The flags are still present, but the players don't need to go anywhere near them to start capturing the area. I would say that each zone now acts as a small individual map with a lot of space in between. As always with Battlefield games, the map is huge. You can often be found running for what feels like a lifetime without bumping into anyone, but players are now able to call in air support whenever they like, and you can get a vehicle dropped off at your feet to get around quicker. Not only are maps huge, but there is so much going on, more so that I can remember in other Battlefield games. You have normal tanks, choppers and planes along with transport vehicles, but there seems to be a lot more of them. And not only that, but there are other things to worry about, like a rocket taking off or even a tornado. It is fair to say that I was overwhelmed by the Battlefield 2042 beta. I could not get enough of it. One of the few complaints that I had though is that the beta ended on Sunday morning. Like, who does that? But for people who have pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition, we're only going to have to wait until the 12th of November before we can play it, so there isn't too long to wait. And while we are mentioning complaints, I think my biggest complaint is the fact that they are now using AI in this game mode. AI should not be in a Battlefield multiplayer mode in my opinion, but I'm assuming that these are there to help fill lobbies when they're needed. Weapon selection in the beta was very limited, and we had a few attachments for each weapon that we were able to adjust on the fly, but we did get to see how the new specialist system worked, and to put it simple, we were presented with 4 specialists and each played exactly the same way bar one thing, and that is that each specialist has its own gadget. I thought this was brilliant, and players will now be able to set up how they want with any specialist and will just focus on the gadgets that they want when selecting. The grapple hook was a personal favourite of mine once I figured out it was attached to a specialist. All this being said, the beta did have issues. I only managed to play the beta on PC because they turned it off on Sunday morning, but I was hearing that there was a lot of issues on console. The issues on PC were minor. There was a lot of graphical bugs. Sometimes the game would go slow. I had to restart the game a few times, and there was one instance where I loaded into floating vehicles. But this was nothing compared to the issues on console, where players were having bullet registration issues, players couldn't link up with their friends, and one person reported to me that when they loaded up the game on PS5, it was having a negative effect on the PS party chat. I did download the PS5 beta to play on Sunday night, but the beta was already over by the time I could, so I can't feedback anything myself, but from what I heard, many people had it rough. Some players were calling for further delays to the game, with some calling for March at the earliest, with how bad things were. EA DICE did respond to these issues though, and they advised everybody that this version of the beta was months old, and that many of the issues brought to their attention were already fixed. I can understand how this beta may have been that old, and personally I feel the main point of this beta would have been for a server stress test. I am just glad that I never experienced the problems that some other people did, and I enjoyed the entire beta. I wish that I could have had more time on it. I am very excited to play the game come launch, and I hope to make this my next Battlefield game that I invest a lot of time into. And the numbers we got for the streams were very encouraging. Thank you to all those that shown up for the streams, and I look forward to more with you. We're also going to cover some video content too when the game launches, and we're just going to go from there. I personally feel that Battlefield 2042 is going to be another cracking title in the series, going by what I played, and it'll be exactly what you'd expect from a Battlefield game with more. Battlefield 2042 will have no campaign mode, but it will have a brand new Hazard Zone mode and a Portal mode too, which we never got to see in the beta. November the 12th cannot come quick enough for me, and the release date for people who haven't pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition will be November 19th, and hopefully we don't see any more delays. Let me know down in the video comments what you thought of the beta and how your experience was, and also let me know if you're also looking forward to the release. This now brings me to the end of the video. Remember to hit like and share to support it, and subscribe if you're new for more Battlefield 2042 content when it drops. And don't forget to check out our community if you need a Battlefield squad. Thank you all so much for watching. I have a video coming tomorrow showing all of my best clips from the beta, and I look forward to getting that out to you. Until then, stay safe and peace out.